Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. So, unless you've been living under a rock for the last couple of hours, we just witnessed one of the greatest upsets in sports history, college basketball history for sure. UMBC, University of Maryland, Baltimore County, 16 seed, defeating the Virginia Cavaliers. Unbelievable. Beating them 74-54 by 20 points. And coming into the game, UMBC being a 20.5 point underdog to Virginia, and they damn near almost reverse covered. Unbelievable. I am. At first, I was at a loss for words, but I mean, honestly, in my lifetime, I really, and I'll continue to think more about this. This is why I have this channel to discuss things like this with you guys. This is, I mean, I'm 30 years old. I'm going to be 30 this year. This is probably the greatest upset in my lifetime. I know Kenny Smith and others, and I had a few of my homeboys text me. This is definitely up there with Buster Douglas, and it certainly is. I would probably say that was probably the biggest upset that's happened over the course of my lifetime. But I might even have this over that for the simple fact of number one, the margin of victory. For them not only to win but to dominate the basketball game. Virginia was not close. If you didn't know that UMBC was a 16 seed, you didn't know that Virginia was not just the number one seed but the number one overall seed coming into this tournament, had only lost 2 games coming into this season. One of the best defensive teams, for those of you who actually pay attention to college basketball, one of the best defensive teams, not just this season, but probably over the last 5 or 6 years. Um, Statistically, and Virginia's been very, very good defensively under Tony Bennett. But this year, the difference and the reason why they've been so successful was some of the shooting and just increase in their offensive productivity. But for them to lose in the manner in which they lost, unbelievable, unbelievable. And you have to take your hats off to the kids. This gentleman, Ryan Odom at UMBC, the head coach. And this brother, number 10 on UMBC, Jarius, what was his name? Jarius Lyles. My goodness. Unbelievable performance. I texted my homeboy in the middle of the game, like, he reminds me of, like, Dwayne Wade at Marquette. I remember when he took him to the Final Four. Like, just the confidence, the handle, almost like a early 90s two guard type of feel, just splitting the defenses, high pick and roll every time, splitting it, getting around the big, finishing at the rim, pull up dribble, 3-pointer, everything. And then he has the cramp, so you have the dramatic element going on. It's great TV to watch, great drama. But going back to my Buster Douglas point and why I believe this is the greatest upset of my lifetime, the margin of victory, number one. Number two is sports like boxing, you always have a puncher's chance. And I understand at the time, Mike Tyson was untouchable, baddest man on the planet, whole nine, had never lost. But Buster Douglas, as unknown as he was, you always have a puncher's chance, especially as a professional against a professional in the heavyweight division. I consider myself somebody who's dialed into sports. I watch a lot of sports, college and professional. I couldn't tell you one thing about UMBC coming into today. I couldn't even tell you. Because I'm from the area, I'm familiar with the campus. I know a lot of friends and some family members actually that have gone there. Great academic program, but to sit up here and say that I knew that they were, even before I filled out my bracket, that they were in the tournament. Probably couldn't tell you what conference they were in. Then I go and find out that they didn't even, in the regular season, they didn't finish first place in America East. I believe Vermont did. You guys can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And then less than 2 months ago, they lost to Albany 83-39. Yes, 83-39. Less than 2 months ago. This is the same team tonight. Now, the guy texted me and told me that Lyles didn't play in that game, but still, 83-39 to today against Virginia, number one overall seed, just won the ACC tournament. I think they beat North Carolina 3 times. They beat Duke twice. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but That same Virginia squad that's only lost 2 games all year, I think 31-2, loses to UMBC. You can't write that up. That's a 40-point swing. They're favored by 20.5. They lose by 20. It's unbelievable. And there's some other moments that have been huge upsets, but I mean, really, even different random professional teams. We've had Super Bowls and all this type of stuff, but it's pros versus pros. I mean, the balance of talent, and I know some people are even saying, "Hey, well, Virginia doesn't have any guys that are pro prospects. The gap is not as wide as you may think." But at the collegiate level, at the level that they've shown, the Virginia team that I've watched play all year, I don't know who this team was that came out there today. And it kind of reminded me of the game we saw last night with Arizona and Buffalo, where they just didn't have the juice. And then with 11 minutes, 10 minutes, and they start to see the deficit increase, that pressure. You can literally see not only the players, but the coaches on the sideline. You saw it on Tony Bennett's face. You saw it on Sean Miller's face last night. Damn, we're a number 1 seed and we're about to go down. Like, I can't be the first number 1 seed. Like, you can see the kids thinking about it. That the brother that fouled out on Virginia late in the game, where he immediately starts crying. These kids feel that pressure, and my friends I was watching it with, I mean, one of the things they noted, these are 18-year-old kids. They feel that pressure. I mean, they're not professionals. So for those people that are arguing that isn't, that might be a credence to their point as well. But again, and Virginia or Arizona obviously wasn't a number 1 seed, but them losing to Buffalo with Ayton and some of the talent they had, that was a not nearly as big an upset, but a big upset none the least. But wow, the UMBC Retrievers. UMBC, you must be Cinderella. I love it. I love the story. This is what March is all about. This is why we call it March Madness. And unbelievable. I can't believe some brothers that rolled up there with the Bel Air Academy, like the ones that Carlton and Will used to wear. They seemed like they had the same jerseys on, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, I didn't know UMBC was still funding a basketball program, and for them to come out there and shock the world, the collective sports world today, I certainly tip my hat to them. Virginia, it's going to take a lot for them to recover from this, and I just saw Jay Billis on ESPN make the comment, you will forever be that team. You will forever be the number 1 seed that lost to a 16. You will forever be mentioned as, well, no number 1 seed has ever lost except for Virginia. So, I mean, if you're Tony Bennett, we get to see the mettle of not just your kids, but, the culture of your program, how they recover from this. This may be something where they have to rally around it and try to, build things back up. But this is the pressure, and pressure busts pipes, as they always say. And you saw the pressure today, it was insurmountable for those Virginia kids. They did not play their game, and they didn't just get beat, they got their asses whooped flat out. And that Lyles kid literally looked like Dwayne Wade out there. Unbelievable performance. So that's all I got to say. Those are my thoughts on the game. You guys let me know in the comments if you agree. If you disagree, let me know what upset you think. Some of you are older, so there may be like the Miracle on Ice or some other big upset that happened in the sports world. I think NC State, Houston, or Villanova, Georgetown, whatever. But let me know in the comments what you guys think, and love to chat up with y'all. Appreciate it as always. Thank you.